Yes, Jeremy.
Ricky, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Son of Arthur.
Son of Arthur.
Brother to Nick.
Yes, this is a car that my dad owned.
Okay.
So he had a 3-door Sierra Cosworth, Moonstone Blue, 1986. I bought it because I wanted a Cosworth. They're a lot of money now, so I wanted to buy one that I could was a bit more affordable, and I'd spend a bit of time and do it up slowly. So that's what I've been doing.
So for people that are watching now and they don't have much idea of what it is, do you want to go into a little bit of detail, like the power and stuff like that?
So it's 1987 RS Sierra Cosworth. Factory standard came as 205 brake horsepower, 4-cylinder turbocharged Ford Cosworth engine. It's one of the most impressive engines that have been designed. I've tried to keep it as factory standard as possible, but I changed the chip in the car just because it makes it more drivable. And apparently, so everything else is standard. The turbo standard, the injectors. It's a really original car, which is quite unusual for Cosworth generally. And apparently it does give you more horsepower. You get about 280, maybe 300, depends on how tight the engine is. Front brake calipers were original, which I've had refurbished. I've obviously changed the discs. Rear discs have been changed. I've got new rear brake calipers, but they're Ford brake calipers. I managed to find some original ones. So other than a couple of things in the engine, which I'll show you when we pop the hood up, it's as it came out of the factory.
Wow.
Wheels are original with the car.
Yeah.
Obviously had them refurbished. Fords do suffer a little bit with corrosion. This car was pretty straight. There wasn't a lot of corrosion, but where we had a few little blisters here and there, they've been done. But for example, the roof's the original paintwork. Rear bumper's the original paintwork. If you look closely, I mean, I've had it polished. That's how it came out of the factory.
Has it been difficult to get parts and stuff? Because obviously it's a really old car.
Really difficult to get parts. One of the hardest things to find was the expansion tank for the radiator.
Okay.
We found a guy in Portsmouth who specialises in RS Cosworth parts. No bonnet, no interior, so I think it'd been sort of partially stripped.
Right.
There were bits missing off the engine, so the ECU was missing. I had to find a new L1 ECU. The header tank was missing, and it hadn't been run for 20 years because it hadn't shown up on any MOT register.
Right.
They've been running for about 20 years, so I'm assuming it's not been running since MOTs have been recorded.
So have you got it all sorted now? Is it all?
Yeah, I had to put a new
you...
petrol tank in, fuel filter, fuel pump. I took the injectors out, took them up to a company up the road called Sandspeed, and they serviced them and reset them so you're getting the correct spray pattern and delivery volume.
Yeah.
I had to change the fuel pressure regulator because the diaphragm had gone in it, so I found a proper Weber one, but that's probably the only bit of the car which is not original. So I'll show you under the bonnet and you can see how original it looks. All the original Ford pipes. So if you look, you've got the original Ford stamps and all the pipes. These are the original pipes. Most of the Jubilee clips, the original Ford Jubilee clips. This was missing. This is the header tank. So we went down to this guy called Gary in Portsmouth, and he had 2 header tanks. One looked brand new, and this one, which is a little bit cracked and worn, but it's all right. So I said, "Can I have it?" He said, "Well, I don't really want to sell it to you." So, but I need it for the car. I can't run it. He said, "Well, you'll have to get the upgrade header tank." But I don't want the upgrade. It's all original. I've got a really original engine. I want to get the original header tank. So after about half an hour, he agreed to sell it to me for an extortionate amount of money for a brown piece of plastic. And he handed it over to me, but then wouldn't let go. So we're sort of both holding it, and I'm pulling it, and he's not letting go. But in the end, he did let go and let me buy it. And
how much?
500 quid. The diaphragms went in the fuel pressure regulator and in the turbo actuator.
Right.
But it's the original Garrett turbo. A lot of people take the cam covers off and have them all resprayed.
Okay.
I just wanted to keep it as original as possible. Weirdly, I managed to find a brand new front grille from Ford original part. Because a lot of them are cracked and broken. I bought 2 which I had to send back because they came turned up in pieces.
Right.
Had no interior when I bought the car.
Okay.
funny little things like
Wow, it's immaculate in there, isn't it?
I bought an interior from the guy in Portsmouth, but I needed all the seats, all the door cards. It didn't have the little RS cover that goes over the ECU. It didn't have a gear stick. I didn't realise how expensive some of those bits are. Just a gear stick, I think I had to pay 150 quid for the gear knob. It took me a while to find the original parcel shelf.
It does look brand new in there, doesn't it?
Yeah, so a company called Harrison Trimming, who are in Brands Hatch, redid all the interior. There are a few little repairs that needed doing, but the main thing that happens to all the Recaro seats is they go loose, so
Yeah,
they
that's right.
detach, don't they? And then they
Give a
start to
yellow
stretch.
sponge almost, isn't it?
Yeah,
And it's a 5-speed manual, yeah?
yes.
5-speed manual.
Another little quirk you get with the 3-door is that it's got a boost gauge on the rev counter, which you don't get on the later models.
So when you say the later model, you're talking about the new shapes, yeah?
The newer shape.
Like the Sapphires?
The Sapphires, yeah.
Okay, right.
My rev counter stopped working,
Right.
and the ECU that I bought wasn't working either, which was a bit annoying. A little guy up the road who's got Sapphire Cosworth and is into electronics fixed it for me. Incredible. Okay. He took it all apart, found there was a little IC chip that had broken on the rev counter, and fixed it. We put it back together and it worked.
Cool.
And that's the level of things you need to go to, because I think a new binnacle for one of these is you can pay up to £1,000 for it.
Wow. And another thing, they all come with a sunroof.
They all come with a sunroof, yeah. Which works.
And then obviously you've got the whale tail, something that this car's famous for, isn't it? It stands out a mile. You don't see this on any modern day car, do you?
No, nothing like that.
This is just like a one-off. And does it do anything for the car, do you know?
Apparently it does. It does produce quite a few pounds of downforce, because obviously they're light at the back, aren't they? It's a light car, engines at the front, very light at the back. When you get going, you need to have some rear downforce. So that was the intention. And
this was actually once upon a time the most stolen car in the UK, wasn't it?
It was.
As well?
My dad sold his Cosworth and bought the Astra GT 16 valve.
Yeah.
Because his insurance company said, we're going to treble your insurance.
Wow.
So he thought, well, I can't do that. I'm going to have to sell it. So he sold it and got the Astra.
The Mark 1 Astra, or the one with the digital dash? Or?
It was the one with the digital dash. Yeah. He had a purple one.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't cost.
He hasn't changed much, no.
You put a new exhaust on as well, you say?
The exhaust was rotten, almost from the downpipe to the back box. Again, I found an original exhaust in Germany, exactly as factory standard, which basically has got 2 pipes in the middle and it joins back up. It comes out of one, goes into 2, and then back into 1 at the back. Suspension been modified. It was lowered when I got the car, so it seemed to you couldn't go over a speed hump because you'd take the exhaust off.
Yeah.
So I put new springs on the front and the back, back to factory standard. So they're sort of slightly higher ride height, but that's how it's supposed to be from the factory. So again, everything's actually as OE spec. Original spare wheel.
Original, brand new as well.
There's no rust in the boot. No crash damage, no rust, it's all original. The only thing I changed around the back here was I put a new electric aerial on the car.
Like you were saying a second ago, like you got different kind of owners, some that want them.
Some like them to be completely bare metal restored, powder coated, redone, every nut and bolt changed, and some people like them all to be original. This has got original Ford pipes, Jubilee clips, all the brake lines are original. All I've done is put some under seal underneath the body, because it wasn't too rusty. It was able to be kept absolutely as original as it came out of the factory. The RS500s are selling for over £100,000 now.
Yeah.
These are 50, 60, 70,000. It depends how much you want one now.
Yeah, forever going up.
Yes, I think they're forever going up, because every day someone will write one off, or something gets stolen, it'll get stripped, it gets exported. So they become fewer and fewer every day.
All right, Jeremy, I think it's time we hit the road.
Yeah, let's go for it, yeah.
Let's do this. Yeah, none of this crazy Nick driving as well, yeah? This is the good brother, yeah? Very sensible driver.
Sensible brother, yeah?
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it with Arthur though, would you? The way he drives, he's like, I reckon he's definitely top 3.
I think the most dangerous race I've ever had was with my dad, Arthur.
Serious.
I'd got a Golf GTI and he was in his Cosworth.
Okay.
And we were both flat out. You just sort of look back and think, yeah.
Arthur don't let off.
He doesn't let off. The red mist came down, that was it. Another time, he went so fast round the corner that the back completely went round, and I was following him, and he spun the car right the way round, 180 degrees, and was facing me.
I believe it, man. Arthur, he's not a normal driver.
He's not the full ticket, no.
He's not a normal driver. Yeah, straight away, it definitely feels pretty civilised, doesn't it? Obviously, it's a little low, isn't it, over those bumps?
It's a little low over the bumps. I blame you, Ricky, actually. That's why I had to change the springs on the car, because literally you felt like you're going to rip the exhaust off every time you went over anything.
How regularly do you actually drive this?
I like to get it out, maybe not every week, but every other week. I'll take it for a spin. I drove it down, so I went to the Goodwood Revival.
All right.
So I drove it down. It's not really a Goodwood Revival age car, but there's loads of nice cars down there.
And what's it like when you do take it for a drive? Is everyone always coming up to you saying stuff?
Anyone sort of, 35 to 50 seems to just love this car. It's like...
It's a poster car,
It's a poster car, yeah.
And it does, even in this day and age, it looks so aggressive. This is what inspires a lot of the cars. They don't like it.
My kids like it.
You've got to be into your cars though.
But I think the next generation don't quite get
this
car. They get other cars, I've got an SL and they love going in the SL, but
it doesn't have much of a tone, does it? Like an exhaust sound. It's all engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels very alive, like. I'm surprised at how quiet it is. It's very quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
What does it actually rev to?
Well, I don't like wringing its neck.
Yeah.
But I mean, it should rev to 6,000 revs easily. But I normally change gear about 4.5, 5.
Okay. I find with some other older cars I've driven, you feel like that you've really got to get on it to get it moving a bit. Like, it seems quite effortless. Doesn't look like you're having to push on the throttle too much to like cruise along. And how long do you plan on keeping this?
Well,
plan to make money off it?
Yeah, the idea is to keep them for, I don't know, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
They're only going to carry on going up, aren't they? I think all classic cars. I think the thing that people have probably not fully bought into is the fact that 80s cars are very drivable. This has got power steering, ABS. It's a really drivable car. I mean, my SL, which is an 80s car, has got power steering, ABS, cruise control. You get an E-Type Jag, and they're hard work to drive. You've got to double declutch. Whereas the 80s cars, it's comfortable. It's got Recaro seats.
It's very comfortable. You know that.
It's a really easy car to drive.
And what do you think of like the E30 M3, for example?
I like the old BMs.
Yeah. That's a car of this kind of era, isn't it?
It is, and they've, I think, in the last 5 years, probably quadrupled in price, haven't they?
Yeah. Same, they're like 100, 120 something. Yeah, like the Evolutions. And so in your time, what was the better car? Was it more about the Cosy than the E30, or were they just equal?
I'd say the Cosworth.
Cosworth, yeah? Yeah. Okay. That was the preferred car?
Yes, because the BMW was more of a sort of executive.
Right.
They, not everyday car, but this looked like it was a racing car, didn't it?
Yeah. Ford nailed it, like with this one, definitely, Jeez, it goes. That feels very good, man. That was the Cosworth thumbs up.
It's alright, guys. Not too bad.
It feels very stable, doesn't it?
You sort of run up gears though. We're in fifth. 4,000 revs doing 110.
Kilometres, that was, people.
Of course, You do. It feels like it could do with a 6th gear, but I think because it was designed as you know, a track or a rally car, it is very low geared because you need a different type of gearing.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, I even went out in an E36 M3, well, my girlfriend's brother's car. A little bit newer than this, but yeah, just so surprised at how well. Like, I mean, we're on the motorway now doing, like you said, like 70, 80 miles per hour, and it just feels, I'm very comfortable. It doesn't feel rigid or bumpy.
Turbo kicks in, it really picks up. I'm only really dabbing the throttle as well.
Okay. What is fuel like? Have you took it on any trips? I saw you took Goodwood recently. You said.
Like any car, if you drive it hard, you're going to use fuel. If you don't, it's not bad actually. You know, because it's only a 2 litre.
Yeah. So you haven't noticed it drinking. It's just seems alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for the car? You said you had to do a few bits to it, didn't you? You ain't got to say, but
I paid less than 20 grand for it.
For the car itself.
For the car itself. Then I had to spend, you know, a few £1,000s on the bits to get the car back up and running. But you know, it's not been. You know, I've not like spent £10,000 on it.
Yeah. So clean in here, man, and I just can't believe just how civilized it is.
Yeah.
You've got a tape deck there.
I have got.
You got what did you say you got in there? You got.
I've got my armrest full of my 80s tapes, which I bought. It's the original
Miami
stereo.
Vice.
Yeah, Miami Vice soundtrack from BBC.
Yeah, I suppose all of the clips I've seen of these on the internet, they got like dump valves and stupid power, ain't they? This just feels like, you could easily daily drive this. A little bit rattly, but I suppose it's just a bit light. It's a light car, isn't it?
I think probably I could do with my wheels being balanced again. When I had them refurbished, they come back to you all, you know, new tyres and balance, but you do get a little bit of wobble. As my dad found out once, if you overfill it with oil, you blow the head gasket because it just puts too much pressure in the engine, which he did on his Coswoth.
Right. Thank you so much for
thank you for spending all this time.
I'm sure that the shot should be nice. You guys should have enjoyed this one. And just before I do end the video, if there's anyone out there that's got something special, you know, some classic car, something that you think will do well on the channel, you know, get in contact. Send me an email, send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. I know a lot of you do message me. It's very hard to get back to everyone. But yeah, if you've got something cool like like an RS Turbo, Escort, Fiestas, give me a shout, man. So Jeremy, once again, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
If you did enjoy the video, guys, remember to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.